Hey, Transformer fans, let's take a look, or another look at Tarantulas. So I could do Tarantulas a little bit more of a service, because after watching Beast Wars Season 2 and going into Season 3, I learned more about this guy that I didn't know prior to doing him the first two times I did him. That and plus I need some new stuff, but I'll get there eventually. Um, But before we get to Tarantulas, we're going to do our shout outs of the week. Hang on, I'm just getting a sip of soda real quick. Ah, so our shout outs of the week start at um, 48 South Loudon Street, which is on the Walking Mall here in lovely Winchester, Virginia. And it is the home of Back to the Media, where you can get all, and I do mean all your video game needs from the Atari all the way up to current systems. And you get other little odds and ends like Game Freeze console. You could get video game mags, comic books, DVDs, CDs, vinyl records, cassettes, everything you can imagine there, they got it. So definitely give them a holler. And eventually soon they're going to be opening up a second location across the street, which ironically was their original location of 41 South Loudon Street, right across the street. So definitely check it out because they are expanding, for a good, nice little mom and pop shop. So after you leave there, you can go to Play It Again Games on Middle Road, right behind the seats, and get all of your little odds and ends that you couldn't get from Back to the Media. You could get it at Play It Again Games, as well as getting all your stuff fixed. From your PC to your console to your everything else. They're at Play It Again Games, so check them out. But if you're looking for Transformers or G.I. Joe or He-Man or Thundercats, our main man, Mini Optimus, says, go to Time Travelers, which is on 115 South Loudon Street. I mean, actually, this Mini Optimus was given to me by a friend, but it's still all cool. And I got Tarantulas here from Walmart. Actually, Walmart.com, I believe. It's either Walmart.com or Hasbro Plus, one of the two. But he is still a cool looking bot, especially in Tarantulas mode. But you could definitely check out Time Travelers for all your other needs. So definitely give them a shout. And if you're looking for put Mini Optimus here so he can defend the kingdom of Cobra Island from the Predacon. But Predacon evil. But definitely check out Time Travelers for all your toys and collectibles. But if you got a toddler that's looking for stuff to help them out with their skill building, their puzzle solving skills, and so on and so forth, and the like, check out Thinker Toys at 106 South Loudon Street on the Walker Mall, just like Back to the Media and Time Travelers. And it's here in Winchester, Virginia. You get like slime and slinkies and a whole bunch of stuff, barnyard animals, puzzles, games, and more. From Thinker Toys, so definitely check them out. But if you're looking for comic books, you can go to 80 Weems Lane here in Winchester, Virginia, which actually was within walking distance from where I live at, here in Winchester, and get all your comic books from there, and check them out, and then go to, but if you're in the Salisbury, North Carolina area, which is not walking distance from me, but it's still a good place to go if you're in that area, Comic Monsters. I've been at both stores. Both of them are awesome. So definitely check them both out. And if you're looking for a good place to get like Pokemon cards or different sports cards, besides checking out their little vending machines on in like the malls, local malls and stuff, check out here in Winchester. Check out Breaker Brothers at 6 Piccadilly Street. You know, it's a small little corner office, but you know they got some pretty cool stuff there, pretty cool cards. You know, definitely check them out, and you can check them out and see what they got, and you can also get cases because I got some cool cars like this little car from Pixar, from the cars from there, which you could get from Breaker Brothers with the as you can see with their logo right there, you know, in the little plastic car sleeves. So definitely give them a shout and check them out. So and if you're looking for a good place to get some Jamaican food, go and check out Tropical Islands at 36 Piccadilly Street, literally right up the street, right at the corner. Not even a full block up the street, but about 3/4 of a block up the street. And check out Trap from Breaker Brothers, and check out Tropical Islands to get all the good Jamaican food that you want. So I mean, it is worth the journey there. So check them out. And if you're looking for a bank to go to, you can check out Bank of Clark or United Bank here in Winchester, or check out your local bank. I think United Bank's a little bit more outreaching, a little bit more somewhat closer to national than Bank of Clark. But you can check out either bank and check them out. Oh, excuse me. But if you're looking for a good place to get some tree work done, if you go to the bank and you're here in Winchester, get a hold of Mixed Tree Service and check Mixed Tree Service out and see what see what kind of deals he can make you. And he makes great deals, so go ahead and check him out. And after you see Mick, you can go and get some insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, auto insurance, and go to State Farm and Farmers to get some good insurance rates. And after you leave there, you can go to Sheets or Handy Mart to get all of your gas and whatnot and so on and so forth. So definitely check them out. And get some made-to-order food while you're there, so you get your belly full at the same time you get your gas tank full. And after you leave there, you can go to over to see Robert C. Brown, because Cobra Island's a proud sponsor of mental health awareness. And see Robert C. Brown at Healing Grace Counseling Services. There's nothing wrong with getting counseling, but if Rob is not your cup of tea, you can see any other therapist that's here in Winchester. And definitely check them out, and get some good services and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So I would say definitely check them out. And if you need psychiatry, check out Northwestern Community Services here in Winchester or Front Royal and the surrounding areas, and check them out and get some good stuff there, and get yourself in with a peer recovery specialist, a counselor, some case management, all that kind of good stuff. So definitely check them out. And if you're looking for somebody to talk to right now because you can't get an appointment anywhere else, you can text 741-741, and you can text somebody, and they got people on standby. But if you need to hear a human voice, dial 988. And if that doesn't work, go ahead and check your closest emergency room and check them out. There's nothing wrong with getting help. So let's take a look at Tarantulas. We're going to start by looking at his weapons. First comes with this photon arrow, energon arrow, a crossbow. Nicely little sculpted, bow and arrow, which is pretty sweet. And then he comes with his Serrana style chainsaw, or combination of Serrana and Buzzer's gun in Transformer world, with this little buzzsaw blade on a gun, which is pretty cool. So let's take a look at Tarantulas here. And which he is only articulated mostly at the legs. All 8 of them can move. And whatnot. And just pretty much his legs can articulate in this form. But it's still pretty cool. Still a cool looking tarantula. But you could tell he's a fake plastic tarantula mainly because, he doesn't, you could really see the plastic, and it's not real fur and he's the wrong color. But if this is a real life tarantula, I think the nukes have been dropped. But other than that, he's a pretty cool. He's got his little underbelly where he's not really showing much robot kibble. But I mean, he's pretty cool looking. So let's go ahead and get him in his robot mode. And first thing we're going to do is untab the back shell, which you may want to move the legs up out the way. So that way you can... Ooh. Well, what we might have to do first is get his legs out from under the shell, which might make it easier to move. And then you could just untab the shell and then bring it up. So you could bring the legs down. And then you bring the legs back out, the spider legs back out. And bring the arms, undo the arms, fold them in. And just bring them out at the shoulders, which you could just really slide this back. Which then you want to turn the waist around. And then you could just connect the shell to, there's a little tab connector port right here. That you can just tab in. And then you just bring the arms down. Rotate the pinchers. Bring the other arm down. Rotate the pincher. Whoa. And be careful that the spider legs will come off the shell, and then you could just bring the spider legs back. And then you've got Tarantulas in his robot mode, which is pretty slick. And of course, his articulation is his head can rotate the full 360. Which is pretty slick and pretty hot, for what he has. His arms, of course, there's a lot of articulation, mainly due to transformation. You really got a lot of range, as well as bending and whatnot. He does have a waist swivel, which is primarily used for transformation. His legs have a lot of range of motion. And bending at the knees, a lot of ankle moving and tilting toward the inside and whatnot. So he's got some good range of motion. And then you just load up his weapons in his hand, in his little pincher hands. See the little ports right there, which we use at the handles, could fit in the whole little section here in the pinchers. And then you got his weapons in hand. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff we found out in the Beast Wars cartoon. If you watch my Beast Wars episodes on Tuesdays, we found out in season 2 recently, especially in the three-part season 2 finale, the agenda, that Tarantula is part of the Predacon secret police. And he's came with Megatron and the Predacons as a way to spy on Megatron and arrest Megatron with Ravage. And he wound up still teaming up with Megatron afterwards. Go figure. You know, and in season 3, and he got a transmutated body. And he was the one that captured the maximal protoform of Black Arachnia and turned her into an arachnid, which he wound up serving the Predacons for a while, and then joining up and getting a Transmetal 2 body and becoming an maximal. But that's one Black Arachnia. Tarantulas here never joined the Maximals. He was always a Predacon, so far that I know of. Just like I said, I haven't watched all of season 3. You know, he might change somewhere along the line. But this guy is really, really cool. Good to have on your team. Of course, Optimus, like, he's just a stinky pred. But I kind of take this as a top tier figure. You know, he's pretty cool to have in the collection. I'm glad I have him. But this has been Tarantulas, and until I see you in the next one, until all are one.